Will Crosby,
Hey there, Ian Gibson.
I need your help.
What do you need my help with?
I don't like this game, and I'm finding it hard to explain why.
Aw, why don't you just sit by that cozy fire and tell old Will what your little problems are?
Well,
Well, there's a dead orc.
the good side is if you step in a fire, you can set yourself on fire, apparently. Pretty cool. Bad news is there's no way to sit on this dead orc like he's a chair now that I've killed him.
Man, this game's not good then. I can see what you mean.
Yep, thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.
That was our hot take on Shadow of War.
Yep. Yeah, so this is Middle of Earth, Middle Earth. I found out recently that Middle Earth is one word with a hyphen in the middle of it, and Earth is not capitalized.
Oh, you didn't know that? Nerd.
No, I didn't know that. It's just... Wait, did you just call me a nerd?
Yeah, that was
for
the
not
wrong
knowing
response. Listen, Journey to the Center of Middle Earth, Shadow of Warcraft.
Shadow of Mordor War.
Shadow of
Yeah, so this is a sequel to Shadow of Mordor. Did you play Shadow of Mordor?
I played about 15 minutes of Shadow of Mordor.
Okay. Did you enjoy that 15 minutes?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's kind of understandable. I feel like Shadow of Mordor was just a surprise game in a very empty year.
Yes, I will agree to that.
Yeah. So this is the sequel. So let me just kind of give you a tour of how this game works. So basically there are areas and there are castles in these areas. I believe the castle is right over there.
Ooh.
That is a really nice looking castle. This isn't an orc castle. I think this is a human castle taken by orcs. I'm assuming.
You don't think the orcs all prettied it up like that?
I don't know. I think I can zoom out far enough and see. I don't really know a lot of Tolkien lore. This is like east of Mordor, I think. Is that?
That's Minas
'cause this is
Morgul. That's Minas Tirith.
Minas Tirith. That's how I was going, right? So
Osgiliath. Yeah.
So Mordor's around here.
Mount Doom. Then you got Barad-dûr, right? Sorry, I'm a big Tolkien nerd.
Yeah, so isn't this human territory down to the southeast normally?
Wait, what'd you say?
Isn't there like humans that normally live?
Yeah, so
in
there's the
southeast
Easterlings.
of
They live
Mordor?
south of Mordor, on the other side of the mountains.
Okay, all right. That makes
yeah, they would be on the other
sense.
side of those dark mountains down there.
Oh, okay.
But
okay,
I think most of Mordor used to be part of Gondor, because Minas Morgul used to be Minas Ithil, I think, and then it was taken over, and that's why Osgiliath is like fought over all the time.
Oh.
Because that's where,
Okay.
yeah, that's where he lives.
So this is
That's where
see if I
Frodo
can
and Sam met Faramir, is Osgiliath in the movies. I know our entire audience loves this part, but
Oh yeah. So this is an area that I previously
ooh,
did I? Yes. Yeah, wait. I think I did. This looks familiar.
you're really into this
So-
game, aren't you?
So I've put like 10 hours into this game
Okay,
because it has
okay.
a very, very long tutorial.
That
sequence,
is
but
more.
basically-
Since we've been discussing this before recording this, that is more time than I think you wanted to put into this game.
It's about 9.5 hours more than I wanted to put in this game.
I'm so glad you got stuck with it.
Yeah, so elevator pitch is, in the previous game there was maybe one or two areas and you had an army which kind of looked like this of orcs, and it's a hierarchy. It's kind of like a deck of 52 type of situation from the first Gulf War. Kind of this idea of there are orcs at the top, and then he has war chiefs below him, and then there's a whole bunch of underling captains, and
Okay.
you're fighting the captains, defeating the captains, getting them to kind of give intel on the higher up targets, and then eventually that gets you enough information and strength and enough of his underlings gone that you can finally take on the big bad guy.
Oh.
So yeah, so the big difference is now in this game it's all based around these regions. Oops, I accidentally did that. So it's all based around these regions. So each of those regions is like a castle. So each castle has its own hierarchy system with its overlord at the top and its war chiefs underneath it and its captains underneath that. So basically there's a separate orc hierarchy for each of these regions. So you want to take over each of these regions, and then let's see. And then within the other big change is that within these armies, you can now grab these orcs and make them basically fight for you, so that you can create your own pseudo army in a way, so that when you storm this guy at the end, all these guys in blue I have dominated and caused them to betray the others, and they now follow my orders.
That's interesting. So you're kind of turning them against that guy, so you slowly can have more people to take over the castle?
Exactly, yeah. So let's see if I can... Let's go see if I can get Ushak the Rhymer, a marauder trickster.
Ooh, he looks dandy. Yeah. He's a dandy boy.
Maybe... Yeah.
I don't mean
so
that
maybe
in a
now that we're
derogatory
like...
way. Sorry, that sounded derogatory. Didn't mean it that way. Anyway, let's continue and you talk for a while now.
So I think now that we're like 5-6 minutes deep in this, we should probably get some actual gameplay. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, the guy deserved it, right?
Well, yeah, he's an orc.
Yeah. So basically, how the basic structure works out is we've got this guy in green down there, and he has a green target above his head, which means that he has intel on him. So if I do an interrogate, I can basically force him to reveal intel on one of these guys. So which one do you think I should pick? One of these dark shadow guys.
Can you do the top guy?
No, I think he's through... Oh, I guess I can. Let's see who he is.
Whoa.
Zugor the Duelist. And he's a legendary. And so this tells you... So once you meet an orc, you'll know immediately their immunities. So these are things that... So like this guy can't be damaged by arrows or beasts.
How can you be arrow proof?
He's Zugor the Duelist, man. He does whatever he wants. Don't question this.
He just told people he was arrow proof. I don't think he actually is, though.
Yeah. But when you get intel, you can find out these weaknesses. So basically, he has a fear of poison.
Wow.
He's damaged by executions and explosions and stealth attacks, etc.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So if you get lucky, you can... There's some orcs who have like one-hit kills. Not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've come across a couple who are one-hit killed by stealth attacks. So you know that going in, so before you attack him, you find a high spot, you get right over him, and then you stealth attack him and he immediately dies. So it's just handy things like that where if you do the legwork to pick up the intel items, then you can reveal information.
That's really cool. Yeah, so you can kind of, instead of just going up against him and learning it while you're fighting him, you can plan ahead and have more of a detailed way to kill things.
Exactly, yeah. So now that I know he's in the area, I can go into Wraith mode because, by the way, I'm half ghost.
Half ghost?
Half ghost. And there's the captain of the fight.
Ushak.
Yo, this guy's got a really nice hat.
It is nice.
So you can see he's terrified of stealth. And he's heavily damaged by fire.
Is he terrified when he does stealth? Or is he terrified constantly because someone could always be stealth?
No, so I think it's if you stealth attack him, then he gets terrified and he starts running away.
That makes more sense, but I liked my
him.
version.
Well, too bad. Okay, so let's see if we can get to this guy. Oh. Okay, so I don't know if you saw that, but I've got this double jump ability, and that's one of the things that I hate about this game is that it does this weird stuff, like in that double jump mode, when you do the second jump, and a lot of times even when you do the first jump. Oh, look, I got a little piece of
I've never seen a war,
skin.
but books and traveling hunters have told me
Delicious.
plenty. The goblins
Get
of
them
the
pelts.
north can ride wargs as the men.
Okay, I don't really know what that gets me.
Keeps you warm at night.
I'm glad they don't
Yeah,
range
but
in
it does this
war.
weird thing with the double jump.
Even a pack of wargs would find survival here difficult.
Oh, he's terrified.
Oh,
Your fate just went from bad to worse. You facing Orc, who speaks in verse.
At least you can rhyme.
Jesus.
Property! I want
Oh,
that
no.
trinket you found. I want to hold it and feel it and caress it. And the same goes for you.
His belly button is. Did you see
I
that?
didn't. Enraged
Enraged
by
by
everything.
Okay, alright. Let me just get up here. Oh, there are.
I think he might be a millennium.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Oh jeez. This went bad real quick. I was like, let me just do a real quick mission.
I don't think you people are
See what
supposed to be
happens.
up here.
Let me throw that guy.
Oh. Oh, everything's fire.
Oh, I guess I can't grab him. So you see, he's a captain, so I can't just
Oh, you can't just tell me.
immediately grab him.
There's a lot going on right now.
Yep. Okay.
Just gonna do that.
So, I'm in the middle of this terrible fight. I'm just gonna demonstrate this weird double jump real quick. So basically, this double jump, sometimes it just goes to whatever item it thinks that you're trying to jump to,
Oh.
and it gets really annoying. You'll try to like jump for a specific building just within reach, and when you hit the double jump, it'll like take you in a weird direction.
Oh, Papa don't like that.
No, it's real weird. But yeah, so that captain kind of showing up, that's, I wish I could say that is rare, but it's kind of the weird thing in this game is that everything starts happening at once, and it gets crazy. Like, within the first 20 minutes that I played this game, I had like 3 captains ambush me, coming after me. One of them runs away, another one comes after me because I killed his brother.
Oh, jeez.
It feels like they've added a lot to their nemesis system, but the problem is it all pops off all the time.
Right, you want a slow burn, but it just is like, we have so much content that here's a firework constantly.
Yeah, exactly. This guy hates stealth, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so now he's terrified.
Oh, he's retreating.
This guy.
You were
Oh no.
giving that guy a head massage?
Oh,
Migraine?
Okay, let's see if I can.
All those QTEs. So he just, if you weren't catching up with him, he would just run away?
Yeah, he would disappear.
Okay.
But because he's broken, I can do this head thing. And this will allow me to... Oh! Okay. Oh, I'm so glad I can show you this. So I found this earlier. So if you're holding a captain, everybody else will just kind of hit him for
That's awesome. Watch out for that troll.
Ugh. Oh boy. Yeah, you see what I mean? How like everything just happens.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, come here.
Oh no.
I think I just died. Oop.
Wait, you what? Huh? You what?
I don't.
You were nowhere near that man.
Shame! Remember me?
No.
You tried to humiliate me. You left your mark on me, but it didn't work. Instead of shame, I felt pride. I embraced the mark and was reborn. Now I return to finish you.
I think I killed that guy earlier. Let me be honest with you. I just want to like give this guy a head massage. That's all I want to
Nani, nani, nani.
do. Okay, all right. Just for demonstrative purposes, that's all I want. Okay, so see, I can shame him to reduce his level because right now he's like a level 25.
Okay.
I can fight him to the death, which just continues the fight. Or I can recruit him, but because his level is higher than mine, I can't recruit him right now. So if I did
Okay.
the shame, he would drop in level and then disappear, and I would find him again to recruit him. Or if I killed him right now, then he would disappear from the ranks. And the rank remains empty until you die, and then whoever kills you like takes the spot in the ranks.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So if you shame him, you reduce his level, but that just means next time you see him, he'll be a lower level, possibly lower than you, so you could recruit him then?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the 15-minute primer of how to play this game. It's basically a lot of It's basically a lot of find intel, reveal the captains, recruit the captains, or kill the ones that are too difficult that you kind of don't want to deal with. And then when you feel like you're good enough, then you go back after the fortress.
Okay.
So when you attack a fortress, all your captains are next to you, and you attack Warsaw. It's like this big sequence of things, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of a rinse-repeat type of thing. And I think my big problem with it is that combat doesn't feel good. I mean, you can't tell right now because you don't see me with the controller, but I'm literally just mashing X as fast as I can. And then whenever there's a Y or B or an A problem, you hit it once. Let's see if I can do this with skate action. Oh, you see that?
Whoa. What, you
Yeah.
got them rollerblades
So-
on?
Yeah, I got them Heelys on.
That was a reference. Oh, man. That man is... Okay, okay, now I know what you mean by why there's a lot going on. Because there are about
Yeah,
1,000
part of-
arrows on your screen, and...
Yep.
Oh, man.
I mean, admittedly, part of that is my fault for just, like, letting the combat escalate, but it's one of those things where you got one captain, you attack him, and then all of a sudden there's 37 other captains who show up because they're like, we're going to do an ambush. I'm going to do an ambush. I'm going to start attacking you because you killed this guy 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens.
So what's to the story in this game? What's the deal?
Well, as somebody who's... Okay, I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. I started skipping the cutscenes after the second one.
Okay,
They're real bad.
that says a lot.
Yeah. Ooh, let's see if this guy killed me. Oh, he's broken.
Oh, get him.
So let's see if I can...
One of these guys.
Okay. Alright, so now this guy's within my level range,
Oh.
so I can recruit him. So now Snafu the Brander is part of my army. And I can tell him to stay and fight with me. I can banish him from my army, or I can command him. Usually I say him to retreat, which basically just, they're still in my army. It just means that they're not doing anything for me right now.
Can I just propose that shunning him
Yeah.
is the only way to make him learn? That I don't... I mean, it's not like you're
I'm
going to play
tempted.
more of this.
But let me show you the command options. So basically, I can make him my bodyguard, which means that whenever I want, I can call him to my side to help me fight.
Okay, that might be worth it then.
I can have him go kill another guy, and they either do it on their own after a set number of in-game time, or I can go help them do it. Or if they can go to these war chiefs and try and infiltrate them. So the war chiefs are like the secondary command guys.
Okay.
And each of them also gives a defense to the fortress. So basically, because there's 4 war chiefs, this fortress, when I attack it, is going to have 4 special defenses, like fire spouts and a bestial army that comes out of the gates, things like that. But if I defeat a war chief, then his defensive support goes away.
Oh.
So these 4 guys, if you defeat all of them before you attack the fortress becomes even weaker.
Okay. That's very interesting. So, but you could, whenever you want, just attack it?
Yeah, the fortress. Yeah.
But if you do these
much more
things...
difficult.
Right, so if you do these things, it makes it easier for when you do the actual attack.
Exactly. Yeah, and then these war chiefs are a little special because they only come out for special events, but you can make it easier by, if I have this guy as a spy, he's either going to tell me when the war chief is outside of the fortress exposed, or he's going to become the war chief's bodyguard, and then when I confront the war chief, he gets stabbed in the back.
Nice.
Yeah, so let's do that.
That's really cool. Man.
Yeah, so it's a lot of like expansion of the Nemesis system, but I think I don't know. Let's go find a story mission while I kind of puzzle out why I don't like this game. And I'm gonna need your help on this because I don't know. It's just kind of weird what this game is trying to do.
Okay. So
Let's see. Is this?
there's a lot of symbols here. Are these just all side missions?
Yeah. Let me see. So some of them are side missions. Some of them are enemies. Some of them are special artifacts you want to collect.
Okay.
Let's see if I can go to this mission. So let me go to my fast travel point. Oh, I'm in the middle of combat. That's why.
There are Gondorians who remain in Mordor. They will
So
not
basically,
survive in Mordor
I think
for
the main
long.
problem I have with this game is number one, the combat doesn't feel good at all.
Right.
It feels, it's like the Batman system, like the Rocksteady Batman.
So punch, punch,
You ever played those
punch,
games?
dodge, counter, punch, punch, punch.
Yeah, I wish it was that complicated. It's even simpler than that. So it's basically, please give me fast travel. Okay. It's basically smash X as much as you can, and with the left stick you can kind of control which enemy you hit next. You do get a combo count in the bottom left. It's not there right now, but it was there. And it goes higher and it starts shaking and it goes red and everything. As far as I can tell, it means almost nothing.
Okay.
There's barely like
The
one
remaining
power that
Gondorians must
handles it.
escape Mordor. And they will.
That like activates off
With our
my
help.
combo. Otherwise, it's just like, I don't know, I guess it would be like EPing, basically. It's just like, hey, you're on a 30x combo. It's like, great. That doesn't mean anything because I didn't really earn it, and it doesn't give me anything.
Right. So it's just there because it's like, hey, we put this thing in the game to take up more space on your screen.
Exactly. Yeah. And even if you look at, like, I'll show you the ability tree. There's basically two different, like, charge-up systems. One of them is called Wraith. And it's like it's stuff that you can do with your ghost half.
Okay.
Which I'm not gonna describe what the ghost half is because I barely understand it. It's just like the first game you died at the start, and then this elven lord that's really old and is a ghost now took over your body and is helping you seek revenge and giving you elf powers. I don't know, man.
Sweet elf
something weird like that.
powers.
Sweet,
Like
sweet
pointy
elf powers.
ears and stand on snow.
Yep. So that's might. Oh, sorry, that's Wraith. So you get Wraith power, and then you can pop off Wraith stuff.
Okay.
Or Wrath. Is it Wrath?
It's Wraith.
Oh, no, it's Wrath. Consume increases Wrath.
Oh, no, that... Oh, I thought you meant if that word was Wraith.
Oh, no, so it's your Wraith friend who gives you Wrath.
That's not complicated.
Man, I don't like this game. But then there's also another meter that is almost identical but gives you different powers, and it's called... Where is it called? Might. So you can see this one is... When your might is full, aim at an enemy with left stick and press YB to execute him. So it's like two different meters that you're charging, one on the right side and one on the top left of the map. And then the combo counter has almost nothing to do with that as far as I can tell, in terms of just like you've done 12 hits in a row.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then all of these skills are just things like, oh yeah, well you can do this combat attack, but it's more like first special stealth. Or, you know, poisoning a barrel. None of it's like at 5x you get this combo, at 10x you get this combo, at 15x you get this combo type of stuff. And so it's just, as far as I can tell, there's basically 3 charging, increasing combat counter systems, and none of them even feel that good, and they're just kind of weird, and they don't really mesh together. Does that make sense? I hope it does.
Yeah, that's a whole, like, even, like, I'm looking at this menu, and I don't know what to think about it, and you're explaining it, and I still don't know what to think about it. But
Yeah.
it just sounds like a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So let's do a story mission real quick, and maybe I'll actually watch a cutscene. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna appear in this story, but you remember the spider, the big one from Return of the King?
Shelob?
Yeah, she's a sexy lady, right?
No, she's a spider.
No, see, in this game, she's a sexy lady and she helps you out.
Oh, there she is. Look how sexy she is. No, wait, sorry. I
No.
get confused sometimes.
You survived.
It's It's very, very weird.
How did you
it's,
find me?
It's
was
as far as I know, it's.
I just followed the trail.
I think there may have been something about it in the Tolkien extra writing, but it feels like something from whole cloth.
Yeah, as someone who's
made
read that extra
specifically
writing,
for
I don't remember Shelob ever
Many of
being
our
a sexy,
brothers were
sexy lady.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, they probably did that just because they want you to relate with her better and not because they wanted the sex appeal.
It's probably because they wanted to give you something
Whoever's left.
nice and memorable to look at, as opposed to this guy on the right, who, in case you can't tell, is the protagonist of this game
we must fight
and the
them all.
previous game, and has the most just forgettable face in video games.
It looks like they
Some of our
forgot
soldiers
to
were
color
sighted in
his
distant
face.
Tread lightly.
It looks like he's like the third pass from the concept art.
They made a mannequin,
And then they just-
they did a paint bucket flesh, and then left it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see if I can. Oh, what are these
Shoot
guys
ghoul eggs. Attract those ghouls with those ghoul eggs.
doing? Oh yeah. Let's see where they are. Okay. These are like, as far as I can tell, subhumans. I don't really understand.
Wow, that's racist. Just gonna put
Did they
that
show
out there.
up?
Where my ghouls at?
Oh,
Oh
there they
my
are.
goodness, that's terrifying.
See 'em?
Wait, did you have to look away for them to spawn?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna poison that. Poison? I can't tell. So left trigger. Hold down left trigger to aim,
Oh yeah, poison.
and then
Poison Gnog? What? Oh, hold X for glaive attack. I'm just gonna read out your stuff for you. I just want to make sure you
oh, that's good.
sure you're getting it
Yeah.
really.
Man, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to play the story mission.
If you've come to Gamehumanity for an informed duo impression of Shadow of War, you'll be sorely
Yeah.
disappointed because one Ian Gibson does not want to finish the story mission.
Allies
Allies
canceled.
canceled. Oh, that was my favorite.
damn right.
That was my favorite HBO show, Allies.
Allies canceled. Yeah, so it's just like every story mission is like go through the same area you've been before 100 times just from going through the overmap. But now you've got some ally with you that you've got to follow or give commands to do stealth kills, and you're still doing the same type of kills, and it's just none of it's really interesting. The only quote-unquote interesting one was when I had to fight all 7 of the Nazgul in some weird boss fight, and I defeated all of them.
That sounds pretty cool, but
Yeah.
But also what?
It wasn't cool. It was just really weird. So kind of the last thing I wanted to show you is this.
Oh, it's a nice little market where you can buy fruits and veggies and war chests.
Mm-hmm. I was really tempted to buy one of these before we started recording and just pop it. But so you can see here, these loot chests have orc followers. So instead of going around the map and collecting all those orc captains by defeating them and dominating them, you can just buy a chest that has them in them. And as you can see, this is 200 gold.
Yeah, how do you get that gold, Ian?
And you gotta pay real money.
You gotta pay real money.
Looks like it's about $1 for 100 gold. So these are $2 chests.
Listen, we have a Patreon. Do you think Nick would let us pour all of it into this?
I don't know. Okay, so I can purchase these silver war chests.
Okay. And those are just as good as the gold, right?
Let's see. Okay, this one has 3 orc followers, at least 1 legendary and 2 epic, and 2 consumables, which are like XP boosts and stuff.
Gotta have those in a single player game.
Okay, this one has only 2 followers and 1 consumable.
At least one epic, though.
It's true. I think I have to buy it.
Yeah, we might as well.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, here
Oh, he didn't like that.
we go. Okay, what did I get? I can raise a follower's level by 1, which most of them are like level 20, 25, so that means nothing.
I think that guy has to get back to doing the can on Broadway.
Yeah. This guy's epic, but he's level 17.
He's a machine tank.
Everybody else in this region. Oh yeah, it's
What does that mean? Does he have treads?
They do at least have like orc types now, so some of them are spies, some of them are poison, some of them are range, some of them are tanks.
Would you say they have archetypes?
Well, thanks for joining me, Will. Yeah, so that's kind of the I have not gotten to the end game, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to get to the end game.
Okay.
And I've also, from what I've read from other reviews and heard, there's not so much an end game, so much as it is you get to a third act of the game, which is when you own all the castles, and you have to defend them. And the best way to defend them is to build a really good orc army. And it basically means going around and collecting a whole bunch of good orcs and going through the grind that you've been going through the entire game over and over again. But the way to skip that grind is to just buy a bunch of loot chests and get your army right off the bat for $20 worth of microtransactions.
That's not cool.
Yeah, and so I think it's interesting. That's kind of like the big kerfuffle around this game coming into the launch. But honestly, I feel like the bigger kerfuffle should be just that the combat doesn't feel good at all. The gameplay is confusing and uninteresting. And the Nemesis system feels like it's overly implemented in that, like, we saw, this half hour of combat, half hour of gameplay, and we saw, I don't know, maybe, how many orcs did we, how many captains
5 or
did we come up with?
6?
Like 6 or
Must
7.
have been 5 or 6.
Yeah. And 3 of them were within 2 minutes of each other because they just pop out of nowhere. And so it loses its appeal and its luster when, like, at one point when I was playing the game, I came across a guy and I killed him. And I turned around and there was another captain, so I started fighting that captain. And then I got ambushed by the first captain who had come back to life to kill me.
That fast?
But I just... Yeah, same area, and I just killed him like 20 seconds before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like they added a bunch of stuff to this game, but they didn't really improve on the core gameplay.
Right.
And, this isn't, what year was it? 2014, 2015 when the first game came out?
Yeah, I think it was 2014.
There's too much good stuff now. They've got to improve on it more, and they didn't do that.
Yeah, it's like they added more to the Nemesis system, but they didn't then balance the Nemesis system.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's a whole new inventory with lootable items and gem slots, and some of it kind of matters, but who cares?
So that was Shadow of War. I'm so glad.
Yep, pretty much. I like how that's a fake outro as a joke, but yeah, that's pretty much Shadow of War.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like a big, I don't even want to call it a disappointment because I wasn't that crazy about the first game, but it just feels like they took something really unique, which was the Nemesis system, and they pushed it and built it and expanded upon it in all of the wrong ways and didn't improve the story or the combat, which were kind of the big flaws of the first game. And so it's a letdown. I'm definitely not going to keep playing it. Not with Destiny 2 for the PC coming out and Super Mario Odyssey. What? And so it's just, that's Shadow of War.
Okay, well, thank you for showing me your Shadow of War.
Okay, just going to skip that innuendo and say thank you for ending my suffering now that I don't have to play this game anymore. All right, see ya.
See ya.